Okay, it's New Year's Eve and a massive crowd is getting ready to count down. Suddenly, a glittering golden angel descends down from the sky, but this ain't no Christmas card. This one's got serious villain vibes, calling all of humanity monkeys in a cage. Some poor dude, bless his oblivious heart, yells up, "Yo, who the hell are you? You cosplaying?" And then faster than you can say plot twist, his head just gone. Instant delete, zero mercy. While everyone else loses their collective minds, screaming and panicking, our protagonist, he just looks profoundly unbothered. He stares at his hands, a grim realization settling in. He's back, again, at the same spawn point, just like 99 brutal times before. Then, a system window appears. His rune of regression is maxed out, used 100 times out of 100. This is his final run, no more retries. He clenches his fist, burning with a weary, grim resolve. This time, he will see it through. He will finish this damned game, and he needs a team to do it. So our psycho angel here renders everyone unconscious and transports their consciousness to another dimension. But before that, everyone gets to kit themselves out, choose their appearance and all that. Our MC decides he'll just go do the same thing. Same look, same name. Black Scythe. Next thing you know, everyone's warping into this new world, all shiny and excited. Our MC just scoffs. Everyone's made themselves look flashy and gorgeous. That just paints a giant target on your back in this world. And death, that's permanent, no respawns, folks. And just as he predicted, there's Hwang Yangmin, that super buff bully from his past, smirking, showing off like he's already king of the world. The angel snaps her long, clawed fingers. Golden quest windows materialize, kill 100 goblins each. A truly familiar, truly brutal task. One goblin pops up, then a terrifying wave of thousands more. The angel's voice booms. 100,000 goblins, fight to the death. The horde charges. Players scream and scatter in blind panic. Pure, unadulterated chaos, exactly how he remembers it, but not him. While everyone else is running away, he just walks directly towards the monsters. The other players shout warnings, telling him it's too dangerous to get close. They have no idea who they're talking to. A menacing crimson glint flashes in his eyes. He's ready to rumble. With a single powerful kick, he obliterates the goblin. One down, 99,999 to go. With that goblin turned into a green splat, the other players are absolutely stunned. Our protagonist knows this is his moment to shine. Yeah, when you're the main character, you gotta make a legendary first impression. No holding back. Another devastating impact sends a goblin flying. It's like a tiny green rocket crashing hard into the dirt. He smoothly scoops up a fallen dagger. Our guy knows he's gotta establish dominance like yesterday. But there's one person whose attention he really wants, the angelic being watching from above. Without a blink, he dives headfirst into the goblin horde. It's a blur of blades and pure chaos. The other players are just jaw-dropped. They're trying to figure out if he's a secret agent or just, super awesome. Watching him, a few other players start getting cocky. Aren't goblins like the weakest mobs? They wonder, oh my friend, you're about to learn a hard lesson. Famous last words indeed. The goblins immediately swarm them. The battlefield instantly devolves into utter chaos. Panic sets in. The screams for help? Yeah, they start real quick. It's a brutal inferno. A horrifying bloodbath. Terrified humans versus vicious, armed monsters. Yep, definitely not a game anymore. The only thing on anyone's mind now is pure, raw survival. Their survival instincts kick in hard. They scatter, running blindly with absolutely no plan. Our protagonist remembers this all too well. It's the exact same mistake he made the first time around. Back then, it took him 2 whole deaths to learn there's zero escape from this dimension. Suddenly, that running woman smashes into a wall of gold. They are trapped in there. Meanwhile, another poor guy hesitates. He's got a goblin pinned, but he just can't bring himself to strike. But in this brutal world, hesitation equals instant death, period. And our resident angel? She's watching this whole massacre from above, looking thoroughly amused. Talk about unbothered. She muses that these squishy humans stand no chance against a goblin swarm, especially not armed goblins. However, her eyes snap to one particular player. What's the deal with him? She wonders. She pulls up his info, but the system's being annoying. It only shows his quest progress, 70 out of 100 goblins slain. She clicks her tongue. Still, she admits that guiding mortals is so beneath her. But watching peculiar ones like him, that's actually interesting. And as if on cue, Black Scythe finishes another kill. Cue the flurry of satisfying system notifications. He's at 75 kills now, but oh look, a fresh wave of goblins is already charging straight at him. He meets them head-on, a blur of pure motion and flashing steel, absolutely fearless. With a final, brutal slash, the last of that charging wave is completely wiped out. He stands amidst the carnage, face splattered with blood, eyeing the remaining goblins. Standing back, huh? He taunts. With the monsters totally intimidated, he finally gets a second to breathe. Time to check those sweet, sweet stats. He dumps all 6 stat points straight into agility. because as any true gamer knows, speed is everything in the early game. Alright, that should definitely keep the angel's attention. Now how to end this with a bang. He taunts the terrified goblins, throwing his dagger in a deadly arc, but they're still frozen in fear. Seriously. He sighs. Fine, he mutters. If you won't come to me, I'll get to you myself. Then in one final massive flurry of attacks, he annihilates every last goblin. Ding! Quest complete. 100 goblins slain. First round? Done and dusted. He stands in a pillar of golden light. This first round was just a warm-up, a performance designed solely to catch the angel's eye. But it was also about one thing: securing the #1 spot, not just in his zone, but across all zones. The golden leaderboard confirms it: Black Scythe #1 in just over 10 minutes. He smirks. It was all part of his master plan. The system explains faster quest clears mean better rewards. For hitting rank 1 in his zone, he snags a coupon for a rare weapon. But wait, there's more. Since he also hit rank 1 across all zones, he scores an even juicier prize: a special reward selection box. First things first, he pops open that weapon coupon. 3 choices appear: a blue-edged longsword, a stiletto, or a javelin. He thinks it's a bit of a shame, maybe the options aren't top tier, but hey, a free rare weapon this early? No complaints here. He taps his choice, and bam, he's now the proud owner of a sleek stiletto. It's a rare dagger that boosts his attack power, and even better, it gives a sweet +1 to agility. With his new stiletto in hand, he unceremoniously drops his old makeshift weapon. He decides to hang on to the special reward box for now. You gotta save the good stuff for when it really counts, right? While everyone else is still getting absolutely wrecked by goblins, he calmly pulls up his status window. Something just occurred to him, and there it is. A brand new title he's never seen in all 99 of his past lives: Last Time Regressor. He remembers that random rune fragment he got earlier. He crushes the red crystal and boom, a notification confirms he's acquired the Rune of Regression. The system tries to imprint the new rune, but fails. It detects he's already got one permanently etched into his very soul. He figures as much, since a new imprint would just mean infinite do-overs. But then another new message pops up, and because of that he's granted the title Last Time Regressor. He's completely blindsided. What? He thinks. Turns out titles are even better than runes. This one is a single-use get-out-of-jail-free card, a full health resurrection at any point in time. And this isn't some chump revival skill like a priest's, which only brings you back with 30% health. Nah, this is the real deal. A wicked grin spreads across his face. Oh, he knows exactly what this means. He just got his hands on something absolutely game-breakingly amazing. This new title is ridiculously broken, folks. He knows he can't show it off. Gotta keep that secret weapon locked down. Alright, the quest is finally done. Our dude stretches, knowing the other survivors should pop up any second. And speaking of survivors, there he is. Looks like Hwang Young-min, his bully, actually makes it through this round. Meanwhile, high above, our resident angelic overseer is totally bored with the whole show. The angel notes the human count is dropping to goblin levels. It thinks, should I make this more fun? The surviving players are absolutely terrified. More fun? One woman gasps, clutching her wounded friend. Suddenly, every single dead body on the field, humans and goblins alike, starts to glow and then just poof, gone. And just like that, a brand new snarling horde of goblins materializes out of thin air. The angel cackles like a maniac. I gave you a free 50,000 monster refill. That should be enough, she announces. And just like that, the players are thrown back into a desperate, losing struggle against overwhelming numbers. The quest completion count slowly ticks up, but it's nowhere near fast enough to save everyone, my friends. More players fall, but a few manage to land those final desperate kills, pushing the clear count ever higher. While the massacre rages, our boy Black Scythe just chills in a protected zone, watching the chaos unfold. The body count keeps climbing, yes, but so does the number of survivors meeting the quest requirements. Finally, the quest completion number hits its target. Everyone who was supposed to survive, well, they made it. Just as suddenly as they appeared, the entire goblin horde vanishes, leaving the survivors utterly confused. The angel then announces that since half the players passed, the quest is complete. Sorry, but the rest will have to die. Those are the rules. Pure panic erupts. A man who is literally one kill short begs for his life as his body begins to glow with ominous light. Too late. The failures are vaporized as the angel mocks the stunned survivors. Shouldn't you be happy to be alive? It sneers. Dismissing them entirely, the angel says they can return. But first it adds, should we check out the detailed results? The leaderboard pops up and guess who's at the top? Black Scythe. Not just in his zone, but across all zones. His rewards are listed along with a notification confirming he just snagged 1,000 gold for clearing the quest. The other players stare at him in total shock. He just smirks. I guess everyone knows I'm in first place now, he says, totally unfazed. The angel looks genuinely intrigued. Impressive. Black Scythe, answer me, she commands. He calmly replies, yes. How can you be so strong? Did you get a special rune? She asks, but catches herself. Ah, crap. Black Scythe, ever the troll, calls her bluff. Can't you tell from my stats window? The angel quickly backpedals, puffing out her chest. Of course I know. He's not fooled for a second, as if he thinks before speaking aloud. Angel, could I ask you for a favor? The angel seems surprised. A favor? Black Scythe cuts to the chase. The rewards for first place are a bit too stingy. The other players are stunned. The angel's eyes glow with pure fury. What did you just say? Unfazed, Black Scythe calmly crosses his arms. I said I would like a better reward. He clarifies, I want something better, Angel. I don't like what I got. The angel is absolutely enraged. Did this arrogant human just demand something from me? Is he underestimating me because he killed some goblins? She raises a hand to obliterate him, but stops, remembering she already used its one-kill authority earlier. Arrogant fool, I can't even kill him, she rages. But then, her anger shifts into a wicked grin. Huh? Wait, yes, I have a great idea, she thinks, a sinister plan forming. The angel descends gracefully. So you want a better reward? Usually this would be rejected, but let's talk in private, she purrs. The other players watch them leave, absolutely shocked and totally envious. Did he just negotiate with an actual angel? They whisper. What kind of loot will he get? As he walks away, Black Scythe glances back, making eye contact with a stunned Howing Youngmin before turning away with a smug smirk. They head down a secluded forest path. The angel turns to him. Why are you keeping such a distance, human? Stay close. As they walk, the angel rages internally, utterly annoyed by the sheer audacity of these humans. She grumbles to herself that it can't even change the rewards since she wasn't the one who set them in the first place. Now that's a plot twist. With a wicked smile, it decides it's definitely time to teach this arrogant human a harsh lesson. Walking deeper into the sunlit woods, it makes a quiet, deadly promise. I'll kill you as soon as we're past that point. But before it can even act, Black Scythe lunges forward, slamming a powerful fist directly into the angel's face. How? The angel's face contorts in pure shock and pain, completely caught off guard. Huh, didn't see that coming. That angel just got rocked. Golden blood flies as it stumbles back, absolutely floored. Wait, did that human bastard just hit me? Suddenly, the angel goes full rage mode. Golden energy flares around its fists. You damned human bastard. But before it can even throw a punch, Black Scythe pulls a speed blitz. He vanishes and instantly reappears right at the angel's side. And before our angel can even think about reacting, Scythe has a crushing grip on one of its pristine white wings. The angel totally panics. Feathers explode everywhere. Wait, what are you planning? Stop. Scythe completely ignores the desperate pleas, face cold as stone. He just keeps tearing that wing right out of its socket. And then, with a sickening snap, the wing is ripped clean off. The angel screams in pure agony. Golden blood gushes everywhere from the gaping wound. Oof, brutal. Scythe just stares down at the crying mess on the ground and deadpans, stop being such a crybaby. Then, without even a second thought, he grabs the other wing, rips it off too. His reason? Now you won't be able to run. He then taunts the trembling, now wingless angel. How is it? Hurts, right? The angel whimpers back. Obviously it does. Black Scythe just smirks. In 5 minutes you would have totally done the same to me while making cringy laughing sounds like hee 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 hee. The angel, completely terrified, shouts, have you gone insane, human? What are you talking about? Scythe holds up the severed wing. You were planning to kill me with the dagger hidden in your wing, weren't you? The angel stammers, trying to deny it. But Scythe already knows. I can tell just from your face, Buriel. Buriel is absolutely floored. How could a mere human know my name? Ignoring the question, Black Scythe just pulls out the dagger. There's no point in you knowing. Oh, it's about to get real. Buriel makes one final, desperate threat. Are you insane? With a snap of my fingers, your head will explode. But Black Scythe just smiles. You don't have the ability to kill anymore. Buriel tries to bluff about comrades seeking revenge. But Scythe calls it out. Angels are all egocentric. I doubt they'd care if you die. Enough of that. I'll send you off now. Buriel begs for her life in exchange for info. But nah, Scythe knows all there is to know about this blasted system. Buriel's mind is blown again. Don't need it. Cold as ice. He says, I've already figured out everything I wanted, your purpose, your ecosystem, and the fact that you're nothing but a chess piece. Before Buriel can even process that verbal smackdown, Black Scythe lunges. He plunges his stiletto deep into its chest. He lets the body fall. The deed is done. One less angel to worry about. A system notification rings out. An angel has been defeated, and because he's the first, he gets the OP title, the First Angel Slayer. He also snags 2 epic items, Angel's Blood and the Rune of Slaughter. Loot drop. The Rune of Slaughter then sinks right into his body, becoming a permanent part of him. He knew this would happen, of course. He learned all about these exclusive rewards back in his 13th life. This Rune of Slaughter is totally insane. It increases all his stats by 1% for every kill, up to a 100% boost. These one-time rewards are basically unique items, and Scythe knows the other angels would freak out if they knew he had them. But the biggest prize of all? It was the angel's blood. This unique item will let him change his class to Reaper, the natural enemy of the angels. Normally, players pick from 30 different classes after level 10, just by finding a simple item. Pretty standard stuff. But there are exceptions, unique classes, only given to one player and on a whole other level. Alright, that's done. Now to use his other reward for ranking first in all zones. He's presented with 3 choices: a 3x EXP buff, 2,000 gold, or information on round 2. Leveling up to 10 is top priority, so he instantly selects the 3x EXP buff. This is his final attempt, with nowhere left to turn. He has to get stronger no matter what it takes. And just like that, round 1 is officially over. Players return to their bodies until round 2 begins on February 1st. Back in the real world, Hwang Youngmin jolts awake on a cold city street, gasping for breath. He hears the New Year bell ringing, looking totally bewildered. What happened here? He sees dozens of others waking up too, all groaning about a weird dream. He checks his phone. It's 5:20 a.m. The exact same amount of time passed here as in the dream. His friends start to stir, complaining about sore bodies. Youngmin confirms they all fainted at the same time. They all start talking at once, realizing they had the same weird-ass dream. Youngmin quietly confirms he had it too, but his face is grim. He knows this wasn't just a dream. Nearby, others are slowly coming to the same horrifying conclusion. The goblins, the killing, it was all real. Not a dream, my friends. Suddenly, someone points out their friend Kim Taeshik hasn't woken up. A friend kneels down to shake him, but Taeshik is completely limp. He checks for a pulse. His face drains of all color. No way. As his friend's lifeless hand trembles and falls, the horrible truth is confirmed. He's not breathing. I can't feel his pulse, either. He's gone. Hwang Youngmin is stunned. Taeshik died? His friends realize what this means. He didn't survive the game. The horrifying realization spreads. If Taeshik is dead, then everyone else who isn't waking up, they're all corpses. The city square is literally a graveyard now. Youngmin stands up, trembling. The angel's words echo in his mind, only half survived. A new terror grips him. Then will the next round be like this? The thought of going through that hell again is just too much. Something inside him just snaps. But wait, is he actually happy? Yup, because now it actually doesn't matter if you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth. The playing field is now equal. Calm down, you idiots, he says to his friends. We just need to survive, right? Why are you so worried? They just look at him like he's a crazy bastard. The panicking guy snaps back, of course a thug like you wouldn't feel like you're losing anything. Suddenly, Youngmin looks around. I can't find that son of a gun. He's wondering where that errand boy of his went. He just assumes the weak brat didn't survive the first round. Suddenly, Youngmin catches sight of someone walking past in weird, out-of-place armor. Uh-oh, what's this? He's totally about to mock the guy's tacky clothes. But then, a horrifying realization hits him. No way could it be. A cold sweat drips down his neck. The words echo in his mind. Status window. And just like that, boom, a glowing holographic screen pops up right in front of him. It shows his name, level, and all his juicy stats. His friends are freaking out, too. Their own status windows appear right before their eyes. All around them, other survivors are doing the exact same thing. They're all realizing their game powers actually work in reality. To really test this out, Youngmin picks up a small rock. With a casual squeeze, he crushes that rock to dust in his bare hand. Whoa! He stares at his palm, a slow, wicked grin spreading across his face. This is freaking amazing. Meanwhile, the whole world is scrambling to make sense of this mess. News reports call it an unbelievable event. Over 10,000 civilians in Seoul just dropped unconscious. The broadcast even shows footage of that mysterious woman in an angel costume floating above the city. After some poor civilian pointed and yelled at her, he was instantly killed in an explosion. Then the angel just spread her arms and thousands collapsed instantly. Police reports confirm the victims are mostly between 15 and 29 years old. And get this, it's not just a local incident, it's happening worldwide. Online, people are calling it fake news, a prank, or a CGI hoax. They have absolutely no clue what's really going on. Watching all this chaos unfold on his phone, Black Scythe knows the truth. He simply whispers, "It's starting." And folks, this is just the beginning. News reports confirm that half the victims are comatose, diagnosed as brain dead. This crisis has killed over 1% of the population. But Black Scythe knows the real problem isn't the dead. It's the survivors, the players, whose new game abilities have transferred over to reality. This is where the real danger begins. Right now, their stats are low, sure, but as they level up, they'll become unstoppable, uncontrollable weapons. He can't just let things play out. If he does, the world might just fall into ruin way before the 20th level. There's only one solution: he needs to control all the players using overwhelming power. To do that, he'll need new methods. He'll need a team of at least 5 players just to enter a boss room. No solo runs this time. He's already got a few high-potential recruits in mind, and of course, a cunning plan to get them on board. But it's not time for that yet. Right now, there's something much more important for him to do. He makes his way through the quiet early morning streets. Soon, he arrives at a modest apartment building. Stepping inside his home, he notices an empty cup of instant ramen on the kitchen counter. Someone's been eating well, huh? He quietly pushes open a bedroom door. Inside, a young man is fast asleep in his bed, totally oblivious. Black Scythe smiles softly. It's his younger brother, Ryu-1. He thinks back to how their family changed overnight after their parents died. That left him as Ryu's only guardian. Heavy stuff. He notices a small scrape on his brother's hand. Gently, he touches it. Ryu stirs in his sleep, his eyes slowly fluttering open. Sitting up, he tiredly calls out, "Bro." Black Scythe just tells him to wake up. No time for sleep. Ryu groggily checks his phone. What? It's only 6 a.m. With a sharp tug, Black Scythe yanks the blanket right off him. "I'll explain," he says. "So put your clothes on. We're going out." Ryu complains, asking where they're going so early. Honestly, he'd much rather be sleeping. His brother's expression turns deadly serious. "Listen to me," he says. "Now is not the time to relax. The world is in total chaos." Ryu is totally confused. He asks if something happened at the New Year's ceremony, but Black Scythe just tells him to come outside. The two walk down an empty early morning street. Ryu can't help but notice his brother's grim, serious face. Black Scythe finally breaks the silence. He tells his brother to check the current top search results on his phone. Ryu looks at his phone, his eyes widening in disbelief. An angel appeared and kidnapped civilians to another world? The realization hits him like a truck. Black Scythe confirms it. "It was only after I hunted 100 goblins that I could survive and return." Ryu grabs his brother, totally panicking. "Is that true? Are you hurt anywhere?" But Scythe calmly tells him not to worry. "How could I not worry?" Ray shouts, looking all worried. He remembers their parents' funeral, kneeling beside his brother, and that crushing loneliness. "Man, that hits deep. The only one I have now is you, bro," he says, tears streaming down his face. So sad. Ryu recalls how his older brother had to become incredibly strong. He filled that huge void their parents left behind. The weight on his shoulders, but he knows being tough and killing 100 monsters are totally different things. He's convinced his brother must have a weak side too. Even heroes have soft spots, right? Just then, his brother's voice cuts in. "I know what you're thinking." Ryu jumps, totally startled. He explains that the game had a stat system, so his own physical ability didn't really matter. He tells Ryu not to worry, but his brother is still stammering in disbelief. Scythe just smirks, telling him he'll understand soon enough. "If you want to know," he says, "just follow me." But Ryu refuses, planting his feet firmly. "I don't want to," he yells. "Until you tell me where we are going, I won't take another step." He clutches his chest, revealing a bruised and bandaged hand. Seeing that, Scythe's eyes narrow, glowing with a cold blue light. Finally, Scythe relents. He reveals their destination. The hideout of Bang Taegu, class delinquent, and Ryu's bully. Ryu is completely stunned silent. How did his bro know? Black Scythe drops the bombshell. "Bang Taegu is harassing you, isn't he, one?" "Bro, how did you know everything?" he stammers. He hangs his head, ashamed. One never wanted his brother to see his struggles. Black Scythe apologizes. "One, I'm sorry. To be honest, I actually didn't know then." He flashes back. The truth hit him just hours after round 1 ended. In that memory, One looks over his sleeping brother. "Bro, I'll go out for a bit." Later, his phone buzzes him awake. A voice on the phone asks if he's One's guardian. "Get to the hospital now." He recalls rushing there, finding One beaten blind. Yeah, blind. It was his fault. He was too weak. "Sorry. I'm so sorry, One." Back in the present, he makes a chilling promise. No one will bully you anymore. No one. Meanwhile, at a dingy warehouse, another beating is already happening. Guess who? Bang Taegu is pummeling his own goons. They didn't get his cash. Taegyu's punch lands hard. His other goons just watch, trembling. One goon shivers, vowing never to cross this guy. Taegu calls them all useless, then grabs one lackey. New plan for cash. Now. The goons brainstorm, then one gets a spark of an idea. He suggests calling their shuttle the curly-haired kid. Taegu grins wickedly. That bastard. I was already planning his New Year's beatdown. His lackey agrees. "Yeah, we can just rob One blind." Another goon points out the obvious flaw. One is practically homeless. No money there. He's an orphan, living only with his brother. The door opens with a creak, interrupting everything. And who's standing there? Black Scythe and Ryu-1. Talk about timing. Taegu squints, then scoffs. "Isn't it Ryu-1? Speak of the devil? Or should I say, bitch?" Suddenly, Taegyu's face twists in rage. "Ryu-1, you son of a witch." A terrified One grabs his brother's sleeve. Black Scythe doesn't even flinch. Taegyu sizes up the newcomer. Who is this bastard? His face is seriously annoying me. Taegyu taunts one about bringing a new shuttle. Scythe just calmly smiles. I'm one's older brother. Taegyu cracks his knuckles, absolutely livid. You're dead today, and your brother too. He signals his goons, and they step forward, mocking them as weaklings trying to fight. One lackey gets right in Scythe's face. Hey one, is your brother good at fighting? You wanna go, huh? Before he can finish, Scythe lands a lightning-fast punch to his jaw. Another goon charges, screaming. He meets a vicious uppercut that sends him flying. The last one yells, die, and rushes. Scythe's a blur, taking down both thugs in an instant. Seconds later, all three are on the floor, groaning. Taegyu trembles, a sick grin on his face. Trash. He smirks. Looks like he learned boxing. But with just that much skill, you think you can fight me? Taegyu strolls closer. You think you're something, but didn't you learn that physicality is key in boxing? Scythe just grins. Haven't you seen the news? Oh, here we go, folks. Confused, Taegyu yells, what news? He throws a haymaker. His fist meets empty air. Scythe dodges effortlessly, moving with inhuman speed. Taegyu pants, his vision blurring. Something is terribly wrong here. He can't believe it. Why? Why can't I land one hit? Black Scythe's fist crackles with blue aura as he schools the bully. If you had read the news, you wouldn't have even dared to charge at a player like me, Scythe tells him. Then, with one devastating aura-infused punch, he sends Taegyu flying backward. And just like that, Taegyu rockets across the warehouse, slamming into the wall with a sickening thud. He stumbles to his feet, totally dazed, mumbling, huh? Where'd he go? Then a sudden dread washes over his face as the realization hits him. No way. He just got sent flying. But before he can even process that, Scythe is back in his face, landing another brutal punch that snaps Taegyu's head to the side. Taegyu looks down at his hand and sees a tooth. Yep, one of his own pearly whites just flew out. That's it. That's the absolute last straw. He completely loses it, screaming, I'll kill you. He charges forward, throwing a wild, desperate punch and yelling, die. But Scythe catches the punch effortlessly, stopping Taegyu dead in his tracks. Zero effort. And once again, he buries his fist right in Taegyu's already bruised face. Taegyu stumbles back, completely outclassed, while his terrified goons watch from the sidelines, probably thinking about new career paths. He's getting absolutely furious, thinking, is this guy just targeting my face on purpose? Looking at Scythe's smug expression, he sees this sly bastard. If only I could land just one hit. Fueled by desperation, he leaps into the air, launching a last-ditch flying kick, the classic move. But as he gets closer, he starts to plead. Please, if he could only land one shot. But Scythe just steps casually to the side, letting Taegyu fly past, then delivers a devastating kick that sends the bully crashing into the wall. Again, Scythe stands over his crumpled, whimpering form, his voice chillingly calm. This guy is scary. Then he asks, did it hurt? What a Chad. Scythe flashes back to finding his brother won, beaten, and bandaged. He thinks, despite all my regressions, I can never forget that day. Back in the present, Taegyu trembles on the floor, barely whispering, don't get any closer. Taegyu throws up a hand, begging him to stop. He then grabs Taegyu's fingers, a truly twisted smile spreading across his face. Scythe says that's why you shouldn't have messed with my little bro. Rule number 1, folks. With a sickening crunch, he shatters Taegyu's fingers. Brutal. The bully's screams echo through the warehouse as Scythe brutally twists his hand. Yikes. Taegyu watches the whole thing, tears welling up in his eyes, thinking, no. He's writhing on the ground, clutching his broken hand and howling in pure agony. Even his friends look away, sickened by the sheer brutality. One winces, visibly shaken. That's one way to protect your sibling. Scythe crouches over the whimpering Taegyu, asking, if you mess with him again, you know what will happen, right? Taegyu can only sob, I know, I won't touch him. Scythe smiles, that's right, but since you might change your mind later, I'll need to do this properly. He then grabs the screaming bully by the collar and continues with the beatdown. What a way to make an exit. Later, as the two brothers walk down the street, one is still reeling from the whole spectacle. One asks, bro, how did you do that? Did you learn martial arts somewhere? Scythe grins, you didn't read the news, did you? Players can use their abilities in real life as well, like this. A brilliant golden energy suddenly erupts around his hand, shocking one. The light coalesces, forming his sleek black stiletto right out of thin air. One is totally speechless. Scythe just asks, cool, right? You can even summon earned weapons like this, flexing on his little brother. One starts putting it all together. Then when you were moving super fast, was that the same kind of thing? Scythe explains it's all based on stats. A normal human has 3 points, and a professional athlete has 10. My agility stat is 11. When one asks what happens when your level increases, Scythe plays totally dumb. How would I know? I haven't reached that point yet. Of course, that's a huge lie. We all know it. He has no intention of telling anyone he's a regressor. In his 11th life, it only led to disaster. His brother was kidnapped by another player who wanted to use him as leverage. Terrible move, dude. He thinks, though I got my revenge, I don't want him to experience that humiliation because of me. He knows he has to be prepared for the inevitable player versus player fights if he wants to keep his brother safe. So first, he says, changing the subject. You're hungry, right? Let's get breakfast at the convenience store. One perks up immediately. Yeah. They arrive at a nearby convenience store. Time for some good eats. As one heads straight for the instant noodles, Scythe stops him. Yeah, one sec. He walks over to the ATM and inserts his card. He's withdrawing everything he saved up until now. Everything. He confirms the transaction, taking out 100,000 won, leaving him with just over 33,000. One is shocked by the wad of cash. That much money. Scythe just smiles. I need it for something. He then leads his brother to the refrigerated section, asking, should we pick from here today? One hesitates. From here. Everything here is expensive. It's all over 5,000 won, but Scythe insists it's fine. Eat all you want today. One is still worried about their budget, but Scythe tells him they'll have enough, telling him to just hurry up and pick something. Just enjoy it, little bro. Finally giving in, one's face lights up. Then let's eat this. Chili pork belly. He stares at the meal, completely delighted. I really wanted to eat this. It looks so good. Scythe smiles. Let's go to a restaurant sometime and order it. Hanu beef. Got it? But one just grins, perfectly happy with what he has. Hey, what do you mean? This is more than enough for me. Scythe watches him, thinking, just wait a few days. I'll feed you so much meat that you'll get tired of it. They sit down to eat, and one eagerly places a piece of steaming pork belly on his rice. He takes his first bite, and the world stops. And he's in heaven. It's so good. Scythe just smiles, really. Eat a lot. As one is thanking his brother, Scythe suddenly stands up. Huh? Where are you going? One asks. Hang on, Scythe replies. One watches, completely confused, as his brother walks away from the table. What now? Scythe walks over to the counter, slaps down a pen, with purpose, and a huge stack of lottery tickets. One is absolutely horrified. No way you're gonna spend it all on the lottery. How many sheets is this? One stammers. Scythe grins, holding up a pen. 20. One absolutely loses it. Why would you spend 100,000 won on lottery tickets? You don't even know if you'll get anything. He's panicking. As one looks on in disbelief, Scythe calmly fills out the lottery tickets, simply telling him, just wait and see. One completely loses it, grabbing his brother and yelling, what are you doing? He's terrified for their finances. He's even more horrified when he realizes his brother is writing the exact same numbers on every single ticket. This is either genius or madness. Scythe just grins, looking up from his work with an all-knowing, almost mischievous expression. He calmly explains that he's not gambling because he already knows the winning numbers. And sure enough, the live lottery drawing begins and one is already losing it. Dude's convinced they just yeeted 100,000 won into the void. He's mumbling about buying more instant ramen, but Scythe, ever the chill dude, just tells him to chill out. Then the first number drops a 3, second an 18, next a 9, then 38. One's eyes are getting wider with every single match. The announcer recaps 3, 18, 9, 38, 21, and 1. Bonus number 5. One stares, jaw practically on the floor. Dude, this is insane. We just hit the jackpot? He's so hyped he asks Scythe to pinch him. Scythe, being Scythe, tells him to do it himself. One nervously asks if this is all a wild dream. Scythe asks if he'd rather it be a dream. One frantically shakes his head. No, never. Still processing, one asks again if it's real. Scythe just calmly confirms it, like it's Tuesday. Finally, it sinks in. One absolutely erupts, screaming, Whoa, we just bagged the jackpot. Scythe has to shush him, reminding him the neighbors might actually hear the sudden wealth. One asks if Scythe isn't happy. Scythe just smirks, admitting he was just as wild the first time around. But for him, after doing this dozens of times, it's basically just an annual chore. He needs to stack that cash quickly after every single regression. He knows the economy is about to absolutely crash, thanks to 900 million people already being dead right now. And since player item trading is all cash, he needs a mountain of it to actually get ahead in this game. One holds a stack of 100 identical winning tickets, mind blown. He wonders how much they'll get. Scythe just shrugs, no clue. But he knows it's a jackpot, so massive, it could literally shake the entire world. The next day, Scythe rolls up to the bank to collect his hard-earned loot. He's done this dozens of times, so he's not even sweating. Not a single drop. He approaches a teller, cool as a cucumber, and says, I'm here for my Natto first place prize. The teller flashes a polite smile, congratulations, yada yada. But then, a double take. Scythe looks like a student. Did this kid really win? He asks where Scythe got the ticket. QS24, Yeonhui branch, Scythe replies. The teller's jaw drops to the floor. Oh, he definitely knows that branch. His mind is racing as he overhears his coworkers spilling all the lottery tea. Apparently, there were 115 first-place tickets this time. And get this, 100 of them came from that one store. He remembers a memo Yanhui branch winners are VVIPs. Call the bank president like yesterday. The teller whips back to Scythe, completely flustered and sweating. He stammers an apology, asking Scythe to wait. Our Chad protagonist just nods. Moments later, an older man in a suit approaches, beaming like he just won the lottery himself. He introduces himself as Guan Junho, the president of Nanhyuk Bank. Scythe introduces himself as Ryu Min. Oh, so that's his real name. The president congratulates him warmly on the win, probably already planning Scythe's next investment. He then whisks Scythe away to a super private, super quiet area. They enter the special lottery ticket business team office. A female employee greets them, looking surprised. She wonders who this random young guy is with the president. His son, maybe? The president clarifies, Mr. Ryu is here for his prize money. Make him super comfortable. Her eyes widen. This must be the VVIP, the legend who won with 100 tickets. She takes a deep breath, trying not to fangirl in front of such an important client. She welcomes him, offering a seat at her desk like he's royalty. She offers a drink, but Scythe cuts to the chase. Just the cash, please. A bit taken aback, she agrees but asks to verify the tickets first. Standard procedure, I guess. Scythe casually slides over the massive stack of 100 winning slips. As she checks them, she's absolutely floored. All 100 tickets, same numbers? Does this kid have future vision? After a final check, she confirms that all 100 tickets are indeed first-place winners. He calmly asks for the grand total. Everyone's waiting. She stammers, then finally drops the bomb, roughly 22.5 billion won. After taxes, Scythe mentally calculates he'll pocket about 15 billion won. Nice. With his massive new bankroll, things move fast. First up, a new crib. Then he opens a stock account. Why? Because Bitcoin is about to pump 500% in the next month, my friends. And today he shows One their new super expensive looking house. One is thrilled, but confused. Why are they renting when they're basically swimming in cash? Min just smiles and drops a bomb. Oh, I don't have any money though. He explains that besides 1 billion won, he YOLO'd the other 14 billion into Bitcoin. One is absolutely speechless, just completely dumbfounded by this financial wizardry. Min puts a hand on his shoulder, assuring him he totally thought this through. Probably. He leans in close. He can always earn more. He dreamed of 4 more sets of lottery numbers, folks. One's panic instantly flips to sparkling-eyed excitement. More winning numbers? He grabs his brother, begging him not to forget the numbers, shaking him like a maraca. Scythe tells him he'd never forget. He's done this countless times. One sheepishly apologizes. Scythe tells One that they're off to get lunch and then they're getting ready to leave. When One asks where, Scythe just grins. He turns back with a confident smile and announces, "We're moving today." Meanwhile, let's check in with Hwang Young-min. Dude's testing his new abilities, smashing a concrete wall with a single powerful punch. He grins, thinking dumping all his stats into strength was an absolute power move. Plus, he got super lucky with his random draw, a strength rune that doubles his power. Talk about OP. He boasts that even Mike Tyson would be jealous of a punch that strong. This guy thinks he's hot stuff. Now, he's just itching for a real fight to truly test out his newfound brawn. Our boy Youngmin, still buzzing from his stat dump, wastes no time tracking down Ryu Min's apartment. He's getting properly peeved, folks. He knows this dude isn't dead, so why is he ghosting his calls? Suddenly, a flashback. He remembers Scythe's defiant glare, and that anger just boils over. Pure rage takes over as Youngmin snarls, "I am going to kill you." He starts hammering on the door like a madman, ready to teach his former lackey a painful lesson. He pauses, deciding Ryu Min must be hiding inside like a coward. Youngmin leans in to listen, a psychotic grin crossing his face. Just as he's about to unleash his OP strength on the door, an old man's voice cuts him off. Youngmin scoffs, "Yo, old man, you the landlord, or what?" To Youngmin's surprise, the old man calmly adjusts his glasses and confirms, "I am the landlord." Caught totally off guard, Youngmin pulls a quick 180. "Oh, I am a friend who lost contact. Can you open the door?" he asks, trying to play it cool. The landlord just sighs, giving him the bad news he's out of luck. "The student who lived here moved out," the landlord explains. "Today, actually." Furious, Youngmin clenches his fist. That bastard ran away without a single word. Meanwhile, our boys Scythe and One show up at their new pad, a massive gleaming skyscraper. One is totally starstruck, folks. He shields his eyes, gaping at this impossibly tall building. His jaw drops again inside, wowed by the fancy rotating doors and the high-tech keycard entry. Even a security guard confirms their identity. One's just getting more impressed by the minute. Riding the elevator up to the 42nd floor, One just cannot stop gushing about how amazing this new place is. When the doors slide open to their apartment, One is absolutely speechless. "How big is this place?" he whispers. Scythe calmly drops the bomb about 330 square meters. One's utterly flabbergasted naturally. One thinks it's overkill for just 2 people, but Scythe insists that with their newfound meme coin wealth, it has to be this big. When asked about the cost, Scythe drops the insane price tag, a 500 million won deposit and 22 million won per month. That massive number sends one into a full-blown comedic panic. This is the kid who just worried about 5,000 won for lunch. He tells his brother it's way too expensive, but Scythe just calmly inspects a room, totally ignoring one's pleas. Scythe explains their reasoning. The more expensive the place, the better the security. Makes sense, right? His thoughts reveal the grim truth on the first of every month. Players fall into a deep, vulnerable sleep. This is when they're totally at risk from disasters, or even worse, assassins hired by rival players. Because no matter how many stats you dump in the game, it means nothing if you get got in real life. Talk about an OP nerf. Back in the present, Scythe asks one what he thinks. One enthusiastically replies, "It's great." Scythe smiles, happy his brother likes it. But then one's expression suddenly turns super serious. "I am sorry, bro," one says, feeling guilty. He's just enjoying himself while Scythe has to go grind in the other world next month. Scythe gives him a light, playful slap on the side of the shoulder. With a wicked grin, Scythe leans in. "Hey, why so down? You think I won't return from the next round?" He tells one to stop fretting and suggests they grab some grub at a good Korean spot on the second floor. As they head out, Scythe glances at his phone. "Missed calls, huh?" He smirks, realizing Youngmin has figured out he moved. He'll just ignore him, because they'll never meet in real life again. But in that other world, that's a big fat maybe. Fresh off their big move, Scythe and One are just settling into their swanky new pad when, plot twist, they bump into the neighbors. It's a stunning woman and her super serious bodyguard. One, bless his heart, immediately goes full simp, practically drooling. But before he can even utter a word, Scythe grabs his arm. The bodyguard, looking like he just swallowed a lemon, steps up and sizes them both up. "Are you fans?" he asks. Scythe doesn't even flinch. "Nope, just your downstairs neighbors," he says, cool as a cucumber. Sweetheart One, always the diplomat, offers a peace offering. "Do you want to try some cake?" But the bodyguard, ever the charmer, shuts him down cold. "I'm fine, and she doesn't eat that kind of thing." He snips. Ouch. He just keycards them into their apartment, leaving our boys hanging awkwardly in the hallway. Scythe mutters about the dude's terrible manners, but One, he's completely lost in the clouds. "Holy wow," One exclaims, eyes practically sparkling like he just saw a rare loot drop. Scythe, naturally, is totally lost. "What?" he asks. One grabs his brother, practically shaking him. "You saw her, right? She's a goddess. A literal goddess." Meanwhile, that same goddess, Erin, is scrolling through the news looking utterly horrified. She can't believe the world is still functioning after so many people, especially celebrities, bit the dust in the game. She texts a friend, making plans to attend the eulogy for yet another colleague who didn't make it. The game is brutal, folks. Her hand trembles. To think someone more successful than her died in the first round. If she hadn't lucked out and gotten a good rune, she would have been toast as well. She tries to pump herself up, thinking she's grown a lot. But deep down, she knows the truth. Her bodyguard startles her, asking what's on her mind. The guy really is like a human shield. He tells her to speak freely, and she admits she's terrified about how she'll survive the next round. He reassures her, telling her not to worry. "Why would you worry when I'm here? Just trust in me and relax," he promises. Erin smiles, feeling a little better. She remembers being wary of him at first, but a flashback reveals the truth. If he hadn't fought by her side in the first round, she would have totally died. Good thing he was her tank. He promises to protect her no matter what, and she thanks him sincerely. Talk about a loyal party member. Later, Erin mentions the cake looked delicious, but her bodyguard bluntly says she just gained weight. Oof. He warns her not to get friendly with people like that, claiming they just try to use her. But Erin isn't so sure. They didn't look like bad people, she muses. She finds it fascinating that fellow survivors could act so casual, but the bodyguard just scoffs, saying killing 100 goblins was easy. Erin knows he's just being arrogant. In her mind, she thinks that he wasn't as good as that person. She flashes back to the tutorial round, remembering the unparalleled slaughter wrought by Black Scythe. His skill was so overwhelming, she almost felt bad for the goblins. Talk about a main character power fantasy. She knows if she could team up with someone that strong, she'd survive for sure. But for now, her own survival is uncertain. A few weeks later, on January 31st, One is happily vacuuming their new home when Scythe returns. He's just collected another lottery win. A cool 15 billion won. One asks if the bank is getting suspicious. Scythe just smirks, remembering the manager's bewildered face. "I just told him I get divine messages in my dreams," Scythe says. What a mad lad. Scythe confirms he's dumping it all into Bitcoin again. Their initial investment has already ballooned to 150 billion. One gets nervous, but Scythe tells him not to worry. "I'll take care of it," he reassures him with a confident smile. They spend the rest of the day enjoying their new life, eating well and relaxing. Living the dream, literally. But that night, the time comes. As Scythe lies in bed, seemingly asleep, a worried one holds his hand. Bro, you have to live and come back, one pleads, tears in his eyes. Scythe's eyes snap open with a grin. Don't worry, you saw me beat up Bang Tigyu, right? He asks. He ruffles one's hair, telling him to sleep. I'm going now, he says as his body begins to glow. A brilliant flash of energy envelops him. Along with thousands of others, he's pulled back into the game for round 2. The players are instantly teleported, materializing in a dark, unfamiliar forest. They quickly realize this isn't the same place they fought the goblins last time. Suddenly, a player spots a familiar, imposing figure in the crowd. It's Black Scythe, the rank 1 player from the first round. The legend himself has arrived. Scythe notices everyone is keeping their distance. Looks like his reputation precedes him. Always good to have that intimidation buff. As the players gather, a tense silence falls over the group. They're all waiting for something big to happen. Everyone's on edge, wondering when their new host is going to show up. Will it be the same angel? From a pillar of golden light, a new angel descends. The players are shocked. This isn't the same angel from the first round. What happened to the old one? She calmly announces that the previous angel had an accident and won't be appearing. With a gentle, almost mocking smile, she tells the humans not to be alarmed. Yeah, real reassuring. So this new angel with that totally not sinister smile immediately asks if it's quest time. And boom, system windows pop up for everyone, glowing golden. The main quest for round 2, select a region representative within 3 hours.
Wait, what?
Everyone's baffled. A representative? Not a monster hunt? Then one smart player spots the key detail. Completions equal participants. Does this mean no one has to die? Is this a trick? The angel, still rocking that sinister grin, offers a little explanation for their confusion. No fighting this round, she says. Just pick a rep and it's over. Easy peasy, right? But of course, there's a catch. The winner gets authority of command, aka they can control other humans, make them crawl, make them die. Pretty enormous power, wouldn't you say? Definitely not a red flag. In 3 hours, everyone gets a voting ticket to choose their new overlord. Simple. A nervous player asks if that's really all there is. Good question, buddy. The angel smiles, calls it a break round. Just vote, quest complete, go home. The crowd explodes in cheers. They're alive. No fighting. This is way too easy, right? It's like a meme coin pump and dump. The angel disappears in golden light, telling them to figure it out. 3-hour countdown starts. Tick-tock. Everyone else is ecstatic, dreaming of that sweet authority of command. Easy win, easy life. But not everyone's happy. Hwang Ying-min, aka Muscles McGee, is absolutely fuming. He beefed up his strength stats, but now he has nothing to punch. Scythe just listens, deducing Yongmin probably got a strength rune. Always thinking, our boy. Scythe's eyes narrow. Yongmin's rune, this whole setup, exactly as he remembers it from his past 99 runs. He knows everyone will just debate voting for 3 hours. Scythe isn't interested in being representative. He has bigger fish to fry. Because if there's a main quest, there must be sub-quests.
Gamers know the drill.
And round 2's hidden quest? A class promotion? To do that, he needs to hit level 10 ASAP. No time for politics. A hobgoblin charges and Scythe just beckons it forward. He effortlessly dodges, then slices clean through its neck. Done. Notifications explode. Hobgoblin defeated. 3 times EXP buff active. 9% EXP, 15 gold, and a sweet 1% stat boost from his butcher rune. Scythe knows deep forest hunting was smart. 1 goblin usually means a whole squad. Sure enough, a whole pack of red-eyed goblins emerges from the shadows. This is exactly what he wanted. A smirk spreads across his face, ready for the horde. He wades into battle, a blur of motion, cutting down monsters like they're nothing. 50 kills already, and his butcher rune has boosted his stats by a massive 50%. OP. Then, ding, he levels up. Scythe, covered in blood, checks the time. Only 30 minutes gone. He pulls up his status. He's level 9 with 8 stat points to spend. Dexterity, here we come. Strength builds are strong, but if you can't dodge early game, you're dead. Scythe knows. What's strength if you can't avoid a fatal blow? Exactly. Okay, quick lore dump, folks. There are 4 stats. Strength, intelligence, dexterity, and luck. Strength boosts physical damage, health, and defense. Intelligence helps with magic and willpower. Dexterity boosts attack and movement speed plus dodge. So important. And luck? Crit chance and item drops. No dump stats here, my friend. Every point counts. Especially for the Reaper class he wants, which needs both physical and magic damage. Balanced, as all things should be. Ideally, a Reaper should max all stats equally. But that's a future Scythe problem. Suddenly, a rustle in the bushes. Someone's there. He was so focused on hunting, he didn't notice a tail. This has never happened in any of his regressions. Uh-oh, timeline shift? His stiletto glows as he calls out, "Come out now or prepare to meet your maker." A leaf crunches, and someone emerges from the trees. Who could it be? Scythe is shocked. It's SEO Aaron. She immediately apologizes for stalking him. Her bodyguard steps out, apologizing too. No wicked intentions, they claim. The man introduces himself as Sangchul. The name rings a bell for Scythe. Scythe's eyes narrow. And Sangchul, isn't he Ma Jianlok's right-hand man? This is getting spicy. Ma Jianlok, aka Heavenly Demon in the game, is the eldest son of a massive company, a powerful player. More than that, Jianlok is crucial for Scythe's future plans. Jianlok's recruitment will speed things up, but Scythe's real target is a special priest in round 20. Talk about long-term goals. Scythe can't believe he's meeting Jianlok's right-hand man so early. The timeline is wildin'. Why is Sangchul with Corin? Then he remembers seeing them at the apartment. Ah, plot points. It all clicks. A rumor about Jianlok sponsoring a celeb for business. Scythe cuts the small talk, demanding to know when they started following him. Erin nervously apologizes. She saw him enter the forest and just followed. Not for bad reasons, she insists. She just wants to make an offer. She smiles hopefully, reminds him he was first in round 1. Cooperation, she asks. Scythe just smirks. Cooperate, he asks. Isn't that for when both parties need each other? Burn. He flatly rejects them. I don't need you guys. I'm doing fine solo. Don't waste my time. No teaming up, he says. Then he turns his back and walks away. Mic drop. Sangchul clenches his fist. What's with that guy? His ego is insane. Suddenly, Erin gasps, collapsing to her knees, looking totally drained. Miss Erin, Sangchul asks, concerned. She pants, saying Scythe's pressure was intense. Sangchul scoffs, nerves, that's all. Erin sighs, her rank 1 team-up plan failed. Sangchul smugly reminds her prideful guys don't need allies. Don't worry, he says. They'll hunt monsters themselves for the remaining time. Get that low-tier loot. Erin agrees with new resolve, and they head off on their own hunt. Good luck, kids. Meanwhile, Scythe returns to business, annoyed by the interruption. He slices another hobgoblin. Leveling up is still the priority. But just as he finishes, he faces a pack of 5 werewolf-like gnolls. Oh, hello. Instead of fear, a wicked grin. Guess I'm lucky, he thinks. The entire pack leaps, weapons raised, descending on him, all at once. Stiletto gleaming, Scythe meets their charge. A blur of motion against the monstrous onslaught. In a flash, it's over. He stands alone as gnoll bodies disintegrate. Kill count 65. Stats boosted by 60%. Nice. Then the message he craved. You have leveled up. You are now level 10. Finally, one more notification. You have met the conditions for advancement. Next stop, Reaper class. Boom. Level 10 hit, and wouldn't you know it, a hidden subquest for class advancement pops up. The quest, find an advancement item and pick a class before the timer runs out. Simple, right? For newbies though, this quest is total chaos. Zero help. Everyone's scrambling, asking, what even is an advancement item? Where do we grind for it? Look, we all know classes are a massive power spike. But how to get the item? Crickets. Turns out these items only drop if you meet super specific conditions. Like a warrior needs 10 strength and has to chain kill monsters for an hour. A berserker? You gotta hunt for ages after taking damage and bleeding out. An assassin just needs to land a ridiculous amount of backstabs. Easy peasy for some. So basically, you gotta roleplay the class you want. Method acting, but for power-ups. Scythe, back in his first run, got the hunter class by tracking monsters and then just running away. A lot. But once he heard about the Reaper class, that's it. Tunnel vision activated. He uses the item, and boom. Golden light erupts from his hand like he just pulled a legendary. System asks, Reaper class, permanent choice, my dude, no takebacks. Scythe doesn't even blink. No thoughts needed here, he confirms, tapping that yes button. Golden energy swirls, body glowing. The transformation is on. And just like that, it's official. He's a Reaper. Bow down, peasants. First loot drop, the exclusive Reaper rune. Talk about a glow up. This rune is absolutely busted. Double weapon attack by day, plus a 50% attack speed buff and stealth at night. OP. The rune's power surges, embedding itself into him. Permanent power, no expiration date. And because you can't be a Reaper without a scythe, he gets the Reaper's scythe. Duh. Subquest complete? He scores a 50% off coupon for the shop and ranks up from beginner to apprentice. Sweet. His status window glows. Level 10. Class Reaper. Rank apprentice. Look at those stats. Player ranks in this world go from beginner all the way to grandmaster. 6 tiers of pure grind. Just like any good game, ranking up means awesome perks. New skills, new powers, the works. And bam! He learns a new Reaper skill, Insignia of Death. Sounds edgy? I love it. This skill lets him mark a target, revealing their health and dealing a whopping 100% extra damage per hit. Ranking up also means he can equip higher tier gear, like that fancy new scythe. The Reaper's scythe is rare, apprentice restricted. Best part, its attack power ramps up with every swing. Class advancement is mission critical, my friends. Otherwise, you're stuck in beginner purgatory forever. No fun. And because Scythe was the first player to advance, special reward time. The OG bonus. But wait, there's more. First to advance also means a unique neutral skill. You love to see it. He just learned tracking. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Tracking lets him find any player as long as he knows their face and nickname. This skill normally costs 20,000 gold. Talk about pay to win but free for Scythe. A wicked grin spreads across his face. Tracking, he murmurs. Time to test this bad boy out. His target? None other than Hwang Yongmin. Oh, this is getting spicy. System locks on. Yongmin is only 190 meters away. A glowing blue arrow points the way. Close by. 190 meters? Yongmin totally blew off the voting too and just ran into the forest. What a rebel. Scythe remembers Yongmin was 2 kilometers away in his past life. Timeline's already changing. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the forest, Erin's bodyguard is yelling at her to move. She just collapses from exhaustion. Not ideal. He warns they'll be caught if they stop, but her leg is trembling. She's injured. She apologizes, saying her arrow wound feels like it's on fire. He tries to reassure her. Just survive this, and you'll go home. Big words for a bad situation. Erin steels herself to keep moving, but a voice cuts through the trees. Where do you think you're going with that? Uh-oh. They both freeze. Eyes wide. Fear hitting hard. And who steps out from the shadows? Hwang Yongmin, smug grin and all, backed by his goon squad. Typical villain entrance. The bodyguard grits his teeth, realizing they're busted. Rough. He curses under his breath, blaming Erin for slowing them down. What a guy. No other choice. He draws his dagger. Yongmin scoffs. Oh, you want to fight us, old man? Yongmin gestures to his armed, smirking goons. Look around, he sneers. You're outnumbered. The bodyguard furiously demands answers. Why are you attacking us? Yongmin smirks. Oh, you did nothing. We just want something. The girl next to you, he says. Erin flinches, eyes wide with terror. He clarifies he doesn't care about the bodyguard, he just wants the famous actress, Seo Erin. His buddies start whispering. Is it really her, or just a cosplay? Seriously, guys? But then they're like, who cares? The outside looks the same. Wow. Just wow. Yongmin makes an offer. Leave Erin, old man, and I'll let you walk. What a hero. Bodyguard's eyes glow. He's thinking, you should have just said she was the target from the start. If he knew that from the start, he would have bounced, not dying for that woman. But here's the catch. Failed to protect Erin. His boss, director Mayan Glock, will have his head. Tough spot. So, between a rock and a hard place, he takes a fighting stance. No choice but to fight. Yongmin looks amused. Huh? You really want to throw down? Not exactly scared, is he? Bodyguard tries to reason. What you're doing is a crime. Yongmin just bursts out laughing. A crime? That's a hilarious one. What laws exist here? He asks. You gonna report me back in the real world? He smirks, knowing the bodyguard has zero proof. This might not even be my real face. The bodyguard grunts in frustration. Yongmin's annoying, but he's right. Words are useless. Injuries or not, he has to fight. Just as he braces for a brawl, a new figure steps from the shadows. It's Black Scythe, #1 player, folks. Yongmin whips around, totally stunned. When did that guy get here? Scythe asks, what are you doing here? Yongmin tries to say something, but Scythe cuts him cold. I wasn't asking you, he says, turning to the bodyguard for the real tea. Bodyguard frantically spills that Yongmin's crew ambushed them. He begs Scythe for help. Scythe lets out an annoyed sigh. Yongmin, seeing an opening, waves him off. Who cares if it's true? Just bounce. He scoffs. Scythe steps forward, voice dropping. It's not your business, he states. Yongmin looks confused. Then Scythe's eyes glow red. A dark, bloody aura explodes around him. These are people I know. Uh-oh. Yongmin and his goons back away in terror from the swirling dark energy. What are you trying to do? He stammers. A massive, wicked scythe materializes in Scythe's hand, pulsing power. Can't just leave a wounded person, he says. Intentions crystal clear. As Yongmin fumes in the background, Erin and her bodyguard offer a quick, grateful thanks to their unexpected savior. But Scythe isn't all sunshine and rainbows. His motive isn't just kindness, he's playing the long game here, folks. He figures helping them now will get him in good with their boss, Meg Youngblock. A favor from a guy that powerful, that's bound to pay off big time, like hitting the jackpot on meme coins. Also, let's be real, he just really doesn't like these guys. Yongmin's crew tries to puff out their chests, telling Scythe to back off or else. Classic goon move. Scythe just stares them down, completely unfazed. With a wicked grin, he throws the taunt right back. What's the problem? You don't want to fight me? Yongmin grits his teeth, his confidence visibly crumbling. Uh-oh, panic mode activated. His bravado completely vanishes as he remembers who he's messing with. The absolute monster who snagged the #1 rank. He's basically asking himself, would you pick a fight with a legend like that? Good question, my friend. Scythe calls him out again. Just be honest if he's scared to fight. Yongmin hesitantly asks if he can just walk away. Scythe's response, he'll consider it. The catch? Yongmin has to get on his knees and beg for his life. Ouch. That demand hits Yongmin hard. Groveling in front of his crew and a famous actress, the humiliation is off the charts. Suddenly, Yongmin's face twists. He didn't want to fight, sure, but now Scythe is just straight up annoying him. He remembers his own power, strong enough to shatter a wall. He's thinking one punch, easy win. With a wicked smile, he cracks his knuckles. Here we go again. Get on my knees and beg, he scoffs. You want to die, huh? Then he charges. Yongmin closes the distance, throwing a massive punch, convinced this hit is survivable for exactly 0 people. But Scythe? Not impressed. He just lets his scythe flicker into red energy, gone. What are you doing? Yongmin asks. It's a bit unfair if you come at me barehanded and I have a weapon. Scythe smiles. Yongmin is completely stunned. Before he can even process it, Scythe explodes into motion, launching himself forward. Yongmin spots an opening, thinking Scythe's a fool for exposing his head. Oh, you sweet summer child. Die. Yongmin screams as he throws his punch, but Scythe easily evades it. And bam! A wild kick to the gut that sends Yongmin flying a few meters. He crashes hard to the ground, cursing up a storm. Stop swearing, Scythe says calmly before delivering a brutal, casual kick straight to Yongmin's face. He follows up with a relentless barrage of punches, each one feeling like a literal hammer blow to Yongmin's skull. Yongmin is baffled. How is Scythe this strong without a physical strength rune like his? Scythe lands another devastating blow. Seeing their leader in major trouble, the goons finally decide to act. Arrows streak through the air. Eren screams for Scythe to dodge because, arrows, but he barely moves, letting the arrows zip harmlessly past his head, like he's just shrugging them off. One panicking archer fires again, screaming. But in a flash, Scythe is right in front of him. Nothing personal, kid. He grabs the man's face, saying with a chilling smile, "It's unfortunate that you met me." Uh-oh. In a blur of red and black, he swings his scythe, severing the archer's arm at the shoulder. Brutal. The man collapses, screaming in absolute agony. He's probably rethinking his life choices. The other goons draw daggers, trying to act tough. You really think you can mess with us and just walk away? Scythe just smirks. You think so? Insignia of death. Time for another cool skill name. A glowing red sigil appears on his next target as he readies a truly devastating swing. This isn't going to be pretty. And just like that, Scythe's glowing blade, powered by his insignia of death, collides with a goon's weapon. A sickening crack later, Scythe severs the dude's leg at the shin. Blood everywhere. His buddy can only watch, frozen in terror. His leg, now gone. Before anyone can even process that, Scythe's already airborne, twisting for another lethal strike. He lands right in front of the horrified goon. Scythe, ever the troll, taunts him. You came at me with a weapon, so you have some resolve, right? A flurry of crimson slashes tears right through the guy. Just a final agonizing scream. Brutal. Scythe pops up behind him, insignia of death still glowing. He notes that with the 2x damage buff, he's slicing through armor like butter. OP much? In mere seconds, Yongmin's entire crew is just broken, bleeding and groaning on the forest floor. Scythe surveys the carnage. Too easy, he mutters. But our Chad Scythe knows this isn't the endgame. Not yet. He needs to instill true fear. Make sure these chumps never even think about crawling after him again. The wounded goons tremble and groan, one begging, "Please stop, I feel like I'm dying. Please spare me." Scythe casually flicks blood off his scythe. Stop whining. He deadpans. You won't die from that. With the trash mob cleared, he turns his attention to the real boss, Yongmin. Yongmin, hiding like a scared cat behind a tree, freezes. Scythe just appears before him. It won't matter even if you try to hide, he says chillingly. There are no exceptions, Scythe adds. With a flash of his scythe, he lunges. Yongmin screams as the blade slices clean through his arm. A fountain of blood erupts. Yikes. Scythe looks on with pure contempt. Such a crybaby, he scoffs. That much isn't even that painful. A flashback hits us, his own past torment at Yongmin's hands. Kicked, humiliated, left for dead in an alley. This ain't just revenge, folks. This is personal. His voice drips with cold fury compared to the pain you gave me. Then he swings again, going for the other arm. Yongmin screams again as his second arm is severed. Eren and her bodyguard watch in stunned silence. The bodyguard is beyond shocked. Scythe just mercilessly removed 2 arms from a dude who clearly lost his will to fight. Talk about overkill. But as Scythe casually finishes off yet another goon, the bodyguard admits, "You know what? I actually kinda like that cool-headedness." He concludes this black Scythe guy, powerful enough to rival even the president. Whoa. The bodyguard approaches Scythe. "Are you all right?" Scythe nods. "Yes, thanks to you," he replies. Polite for a second, then back to murderbot mode. Scythe tells them to head off to vote. Don't worry, he assures them the now limbless goons won't be moving anytime soon. Like ever. The pair bows deeply. Thank you very much for helping us, Black Scythe, they say. Erin, however, hesitates. Won't they die at this rate? She asks, concerned. Scythe's response is ice cold. So what if they die? They're not even at the level of animals. Aaron is left absolutely speechless, and we get it. He inwardly scoffs at her softness. Is this just an act, he wonders, to maintain her celebrity image? The bodyguard interrupts, asking if he can answer a question. Sure, why not? He asks why Scythe didn't just finish them off, pointing out that in this world, it's really not an issue. Meanwhile, the maimed young Min, still bleeding in the bushes, overhears this, his eyes wide with terror. Good. Scythe smirks. He thinks the bodyguard really acts like Mangakap's right-hand man. Smart guy. His simple answer, I gain no benefit from killing them. The bodyguard presses, arguing that leaving them alive could totally cause trouble later. Scythe scoffs. Trouble? Can these guys really cause trouble in the future? He asks, looking at the limbless goons. Valid point, honestly. He explains, nothing good comes from a smaller population. It just reduces the number of players who can clear the round. Maximize your party, folks. The bodyguard is stunned. Scythe has a deep strategic understanding of the game's hidden mechanics. Convinced, the bodyguard says, I understand. We won't pay attention to these scumbags then. Scythe turns to leave, but the bodyguard calls out, offering to send him compensation in the real world. Forget about it, Scythe says. Doesn't even turn around. Completely dismisses the offer. What a G. Aaron and the bodyguard are left staring. Shocked he'd help them and expect absolutely nothing in return. Is this guy for real? The bodyguard decides he'll report this Black Scythe intel to the president ASAP. This changes things. He glances at the whimpering Yongmin. He admits he wants to kill him, but holds back. No benefit, no action. He just spits on Yongmin instead. The bodyguard turns to Arin. Let's go, he says. She agrees and they dip. Meanwhile, in a huge clearing, the rest of the players are in total chaos. Everyone's campaigning to be elected the region's representative. Arguments break out immediately. Players insult and threaten each other over who'd be the best leader. Peak human behavior, really. Some try to play peacemaker, but nope, no use at all. One player tries to take charge, but another dude smugly declares he should be in charge because his dad's a congressman. Entitlement much? This, predictably, just makes everyone even angrier. Shocker. A man with mint green hair, username Mint Chocolate Boy, steps forward. Stop wasting time, he tells them. We need to hurry up and vote. Asked if he has a suggestion, he smiles calmly. Yes, he says. I do have a good solution. Oh, the suspense. He hushes the chattering crowd, a knowing smile playing on his lips. He thinks to himself, they're all following his words intently, just as he expected, because of course they are. They're falling for it again, my friends, because our boy Mint Chocolate here is the proud owner of the Persuasion Rune. Our boy Mint Chocolate here, he's got this Persuasion Rune. But when he first snagged it, total disappointment. A Persuasion Rune? Lame. It only works on players the same level or lower. What's the point? He figured it was basically useless. No way to work on actual monsters like goblins, right? But our boy Mint Chocolate, he soon figured out the real cheat code for this thing. While other noobs were struggling, he had a genius idea. He spots a woman in trouble, then dramatically shouts for everyone to drop their grind and rush to her aid. And just like that, the other players, like good little sheep, abandoned their own fights to help her. He used this trick to snag weakened goblins from other players, easily hitting his 100 kills. Now he smirks. This same method will make him the region representative. Easy peasy. Back in the present, he tells the chaotic crowd to chill. Let's narrow down the candidates to 5, he suggests. A few players nod. Yeah, that's way better than just screaming into the void. Alright, show of hands, who's got a rec? One dude immediately tries to nominate himself. Mint Chocolate Boy shoots him down. No, you can't nominate yourself, obviously. Dude scoffs, lowers his hand, annoyed. Classic. Mint Chocolate Boy hides a smirk. Persuading these noobs is too damn easy, he thinks. The crowd goes quiet. No one knows anyone here. Who wants to vote for a total stranger? Bingo. Just as he planned. Only the standouts will get nominated now. And right on cue, someone speaks up. I nominate Mint Chocolate Boy for representative. The guy explains they need a logical leader, and Mint Chocolate Boy is crushing it right now. Mint Chocolate Boy accepts, but then another hand goes up. I nominate Black Scythe. He's not surprised though. Rank 1 player from last round? Obvious pick. Soon, other top rankers get shouted out too, including Life is a Documentary and Black Dragon in my right hand. 4 candidates down, 1 spot left. Any more nominations? The crowd stays quiet. Nominations closed. Mint Chocolate Boy suggests the 4 candidates give their pitch before the vote. He steps up, ready to go first. Manipulating these plebs is too easy, he thinks. He starts his pitch. If I become the region representative, then I'll... But then a gruff voice cuts him off. Stop your BS. Mint Chocolate Boy turns, shocked, as a massive figure emerges from the crowd. Its Life is a Documentary, the region's rank 2 player. Oh snap. The man cracks his knuckles, sneering. Can't listen to any more of your BS, he growls. Mint Chocolate Boy tries to regain control. What are you even doing? He asks. But the big guy isn't having it. He mocks Mint Chocolate Boy. People just do what you tell them, huh? You think life is easy mode? Mint Chocolate Boy starts to sweat. Did he figure out the rune? Or is this just a mega bluff? The rank 2 player yells, who do you think you are to decide anything, you instigator? Trying to use his rune, Mint Chocolate Boy calmly says, dude, must you really be so aggressive? He thinks it worked. Nope. The man just glares back. You bastard? Trying to lecture me? Do you have a death wish? He roars, his aura flaring big time. Mint Chocolate Boy is stunned. His skill? It's not working on him. No way. Losing patience, the big man yells at the crowd. Forget the candidates. Just vote for me. I'll kill you if you don't. Mint Chocolate Boy sighs. This dude is a total mess. He tries one last time. Think people will listen with that tone? Stop embarrassing yourself and just step back. The man goes silent for a beat, then explodes with pure violence. Mint Chocolate Boy looks down, shocked. A geyser of blood erupts from his chest. The man holds him by the throat, a knife plunged deep. Told you, he snarls. Mess with me and I kill you. His vision fades. Mint Chocolate Boy lets out a final, choked gasp. He's dead, like for real. The killer stands over the body, blood dripping. They vote for me, he growls, or I'll kill you, just like this guy. The crowd panics, screaming in terror. He died. He killed Mint Chocolate Boy. Murderer. He flicks blood from his blade. So what? Got a problem? Come fight me. Players are terrified. You're insane. This dude's totally lost it. A wicked grin spreads across the killer's blood-splattered face. Not gonna fight me? Want me to come to you? He taunts. With that, he leaps into the crowd, a full-on massacre. His eyes glow with madness, carving through screaming players like butter. This is the best, he screams. No police, no reporters, no cameras. I can kill them all I want. He holds up his bloody knife to the terrified survivors. Don't vote for me, and you're dead next round. Got it? The crowd is frozen stiff with fear. He knows they'll vote for him now, out of sheer terror, and his next target, crystal clear. Black Scythe. That annoying dude is first, he plans. Kill him, and I'll be rank 1, he thinks, eyes wide with ambition. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, Black Scythe is just vibing, busy grinding. A system notification pops up, Noel defeated, current kill count 265 out of 100. Thanks to his Butcher rune, all his stats are doubled, plus a 3x experience buff. OP much? With a final flash, he levels up yet again. What a beast. He checks his status. Barely level 16 with 14 unspent stat points. His leveling pace is slowing down, he notes. Over 200 monsters in 2 hours, only 6 levels. Meh. But the hunting was easy, thanks to his Reaper and Butcher runes combo. A true powerhouse. One rune doubles his stats. The other doubles weapon attack. This dude's stacked. He sighs. I guess it's time, he mutters. He grips his scythe. A golden aura flares around his hand. Time to roll out, he thinks. A system window pops up. Election timer? 0. Suddenly, a brilliant golden light envelops him. New message, voting time has arrived. Summoning all players in the region to the starting point. Whoa, force TP. And just like that, a blinding golden flash teleports every player to a clearing in the deep woods. The entire crowd gasps in pure horror. Looks like they've been summoned to a gruesome massacre scene. Our boy Scythe, though? Cool as a cucumber. He recognizes this grim handiwork. Looks like Cho Jong-sik won the superiority contest this time, he muses. Scythe knows the dude, Cho Jong-sik, boss of the Jong-sik gang, second most talented fighter. A real piece of work, this guy. But Scythe also knows Jong-sik's personality is pure trash. A ticking time bomb he'll have to deal with eventually. Scythe decides now isn't the time. Just then, Jong-sik turns to him. Scythe, where have you been, my friend? I've been waiting for you. Scythe coolly asks what he wants. Jong-sik grins, getting right to it. Serve me. Serve you? Scythe asks, totally unimpressed. Jong-sik clarifies, brandishing a bloody axe. Yeah, I said I'll totally spare your life if you do. Scythe just scoffs. So you want to get this party started now? Then he flips the ultimatum right back. Get on your knees and beg. That's the only way I'll let you go unharmed. Enraged, Jong-sik snarls. It doesn't seem like you've grasped the situation yet, pal. Scythe cuts him off, his hand glowing with dark red energy. Is it really that hard to understand what I'm saying? Would you be more satisfied if you died right here? In a blink, his massive, ominous scythe materializes in his hand. Jong-sik's tough guy act totally shatters. Oh crap, I messed with the wrong guy. Scythe taunts him. What's wrong, Jong-sik? Cat got your tongue? Jong-sik can only tremble. Finally, his pride wins out. Hey, I'm Cho Jong-sik. Do you think I'd kneel down to the likes of you? He lets out a furious roar and charges forward, knife in hand. Scythe is totally unfazed. He needs this clown to become the representative so he can use him in the 3rd round. Plus, he knows it's almost time for the angel to make her grand entrance. Right on cue, the angel descends from the heavens, feathers drifting down. Are you all gathered here, humans? Scythe turns to a stunned Jongsik. You're in luck. He dismisses his scythe. Dark energy fading. With a final warning to check who he's challenging next time, Scythe just walks away. Jongsik is left trembling. Jongsik clutches his chest. Dang it! I almost had a heart attack. If I become a representative, I'll pay this humiliation back many times over. The angel smiles down at the chaos. Have you decided on your representative? I see you did more than just talk for 3 hours, huh? Of course, it's none of my business if you garbage humans die or not. Shall we proceed with the voting? A system window pops up before every player. The vote for the region representative will now commence. They have 5 minutes to vote. Fail, and it's elimination and death. Classic system, am I right? The timer begins. Scythe muses over the instructions as other players glance around, deciding who to vote for. As expected, all eyes land on blood-soaked Jongsik, who's totally soaking in the attention, by the way. He immediately starts throwing his weight around, pointing at a random player. Hey, you chubby-cheeked steamed bun. Why aren't you looking at me? Do you want to die? The terrified player frantically assures him she voted for him. Scythe just sighs at the whole cringe spectacle as the voting timer hits 0. The angel claps her hands. Thankfully, none of you dumb humans tried to skip out. Shall we tally up the votes? The results pop up. Life is a Documentary aka Cho Jongsik takes first with 2,412 votes. But Black Scythe is a close second with 2,077. Jongsik is livid. These fools. I told them to only vote for me, but they voted for Black Scythe. Despite his anger, the angel makes it official. Life is a Documentary is the region representative. A system window confirms it, granting him the sweet, sweet authority of command. Jongsik grins with pure evil intent. I'll make you regret not killing me, Black Scythe, if I command everyone to kill him, but his face falls as he reads the skill set's description. It only has 10 uses, can only command 1 player at a time, and it doesn't even work on players with a class. His master plan? Completely useless. Talk about nerfed. The angel smiles sweetly. Dear humans, you must have thought we were done, right? That's not quite the case. There's a hidden quest. A new window appears, revealing the subquest advance to a class by getting an advancement item before the vote. The players are totally baffled. A class? An advancement item? The angel just giggles. One player complains, how are we supposed to level up with no monsters around? The angel's expression darkens. What do you mean? The forest is full of monsters, she scoffs. Only 80,000 players across all regions manage to advance. Then she drops the bomb. Speaking of which, someone in this region received a class advancement as well. The crowd erupts. Who could it be? With a smirk, the angel decides to reveal the subquest results. Get ready for it, folks. A massive leaderboard appears showing Black Scythe as not only rank 1 across all regions, but the only person in their region to have advanced to a class. The crowd erupts in murmurs, stunned he's the only one who actually figured it out. All eyes turn to Scythe, who stands there calmly. That's a wrap on this recap. Hit that subscribe button to help us keep pumping out awesome content. Catch you in the next one.